G'day friends and welcome to another one of my videos. Today is a good day because overnight the Parrot ANAFI finally dropped. We've been hearing some rumors from Parrot that something was coming their way and they finally revealed their brand new drone. It's great to see them back on the market, well, a market that they actually created. So today we're going to briefly discuss some of the features that the ANAFI brings to the market, and we're going to see how it compares to the DJI range. So if you want to find out how that stacks up, well, then stick around. And welcome back. Now, when the news started hitting the feeds, I started Googling an ANAFI, and everything I was getting was pictures of parrots, actually real parrots. But when I finally got to see the drone itself, I was super impressed. It looks like something out of Aliens, some kind of drop ship. It's really ominous with its, dark features and its gangly sort of arms and propellers sticking out. It was pretty cool. But the other feature is that ogling eye of a camera that sits in the front. I found it pretty impressive. So aesthetically, it's a pretty cool drone. Now, it actually does fold, so it folds into a slick rectangular shape, and it does have some pretty good looks about it. So from a weight perspective, it's actually lighter than the Mavic Air, but about 30 grams heavier than the Spark. So it sits between these two. So that's a pretty light drone, and I think it's pretty impressive now that most drones are getting so compact. So I think Parrot did a good job bringing something very comparable to the competition that's out there. Now, from a pricing perspective, it's undercut the Mavic Air by $100, retailing at $699 US, which is pretty good, very competitive. Let's see what DJI does with that particular price. From a battery perspective, it's claimed that the ANAFI can stay up in the air for about 25 minutes, which is pretty good because the Mavic Pro can stay up to 27 minutes and the Mavic Pro Platinum is 30 minutes. Now, those are the premium DJI small compactable drones, so it's great to see that the ANAFI is right in that range that's competitive with the other DJI drones. From a video shooting perspective, it's great to see Parrot now can shoot video in 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, I'm not going to say that is as good as the Mavic Air, because in full HD at 1080p, the Mavic Air can also record 1080p at 120 frames per second. Now, the best the actual ANAFI could do at 1080p is 60 frames per second. So I think the Mavic Air just pips it on the actual video recording quality. Now, from a photography perspective, it's quite comparable to the DJI drones. It can do JPEG and RAW, but it does do 21 megapixel images, which that in particular beats the Mavic range. It's comparable to the Phantom range, but it does beat the Mavic range on that particular point. Now, one of the things that disappointed me about this drone, that since the Bebop 2 to now, there hasn't been any advancement on the obstacle sensing technology. Now, I can't see anything from the specifications that there is any. I will assume that it does have downward facing, obviously to enable soft, safe landings. But in the literature, I couldn't see that there was any, sensing around the drone or behind it. So one of the new features that I think is pretty awesome is the ability to charge this particular drone using USB power, which isn't that fantastic. You can actually plug the drone into like a battery or any sort of outlet to actually get a battery charge. So I think that's a really good feature. On another point, the fact that the camera can now do standard zoom and digital zoom is pretty impressive. So from a digital zoom perspective, if you're recording in full HD, you can get a 2.8 times zoom, and if you're recording at 4K, it's a 1.5 4 times zoom. Now this is lossless. That means that when you're doing the zoom, but because you're doing it digitally, you're not losing any quality in that zoom. So that's pretty impressive. And on a non-digital standard zoom, you get 3 times magnification, which is pretty good. And I think it's something that the DJI range currently doesn't have. And the last thing that caught my attention is that bulbous eye that looks at you ominously from the front of the drone. Now this thing actually can tilt 180 degrees, so the gimbal camera can actually look straight down just like the Mavics can, but this one you can actually point it straight up in the air. Isn't that cool? Because you'd be able to fly under things and point your camera up, and I'm sure that anyone with a creative imagination will see a lot of potential in being able to fly underneath things and get some really, really cool shots. So well done, Parrot. Now I don't know when it's hitting the shelves, but I can't wait to get my hands on it and then do it like a comparison between the Mavic Air and the Parrot ANAFI and take them for a head-to-head comparison, and that's going to be pretty cool. So I can't wait to bring that to you. So if you like this video, you know what to do. And if you want to see some more of my videos, please check out my channel. Click on the bell if you've already subscribed to get notifications when new videos are out. So I'm actually traveling next week. I'll be over at Amsterdam. So I'm hoping to take the drone over there and film a particular video and hopefully get some sights from Amsterdam. So until the next time, ciao for now.